What up? What it do? Back with another video. I did a video yesterday about silent witness, and my hair finally dried, so now we're with the girls for the girls. And now I'm back with a new movie called Lion Eyes, and this movie came out in 1996, so we're bumping it up 11 years. I've seen this movie before, but I rewatched it, and it is a really good movie. It stars, her name is Cassidy Rae. Can I just say she was gorgeous. I like this whole movie. I just kept staring at her because she was really pretty. Okay, so this movie starts off at a basketball game, and we're kind of focusing on an older gentleman who looks about somewhere in between 30 and 35, and one particular cheerleader who is what I'm talking about, Cassidy Rae. But she's, you know, blonde, tall, pretty. She has beautiful eyes. I want to say they're green. They're either green or blue, but they're really pretty. Nice full lips, you know, watching her shake, do her thing, whatever cheerleaders do. And at the end of the night, when she's getting ready to go, after she's left, she's in her car, she's driving, and she gets rear-ended by a car. It's the same older gentleman from earlier. Oh, I got my notes again. So he gets out, checks on her, like, are you okay? You know, and she's just like, she's a teenager, so she's like, besides the fact that I'm gonna lose my insurance or it's gonna skyrocket, yeah, I'm great. So he introduces himself as Derek Bradshaw, and we find out that her name is Amy Miller, and he offers to have her car taken to his shop and fixed free of charge, and they won't report this to the police, and they're good to go. So she goes home to talk to her mom. Her mom is a realtor. She's like flying around. She really doesn't have time for her. It's more of a high and by situation. Amy knows the deal. She's used to it. It's just like, my mom's here, she's gone, so whatever. So she goes to the shop to pick up her car. They've given her a tune-up, added a new stereo, and she's like, you only had to fix the bumper. That was the only thing that happened in the accident. I didn't need anything else. And he's like, it's totally free of charge. Don't even worry about it. And Derek is there once again. Like, she's leaning in on the driver's side, looking at the new stereo, like shaking her head in amazement. And he leans in on the passenger side. We have to stop meeting like this. Like, you knew what you were doing. Like, you don't have to stop meeting like this because you're plotting on her. So he invites her out to dinner. We find out that he's a lawyer. He's like, I just want a case, and I don't want to celebrate alone. And it should be celebrated with somebody special. And since I don't have anybody, let that be you. So he's kind of laying it on thick. Like, oh, don't you want to join a lonely guy for dinner? Like, no, I don't. Like, thanks for fixing up my car. I'm gonna go. But you also notice that, oh, my bad, she's one of those teenagers that appears to be more mature for her age, doesn't have time for teenage guys, so being an older guy really, like, drew her in. So at the dinner, they're really close, like, intimate, and she's telling him about her plans for college, and she asks him, like, does that bother you that I'm still in high school? And he was like, does it bother you that a 33-year-old lawyer is feeding you ice cream? So I was like, I was kind of close when I made my prediction in my notes that he was probably about 35. He's 33. And then she's 18. That's kind of a big gap. 15 years. You guys really don't have anything in common. He just appears to be an older man that likes younger women, and it's low-key creepy. So it's just like, what do you have in common with her besides liking the fact that she's young, because you went to college already. So I mean, you could tell her about your experience, but you've done that already. You're a lawyer, you're in your career. Why do you want this quote unquote little girl? Because that's basically what she is. She still has a curfew, lying to her mom to go out on this date. So it's just like, what can you two do for each other? You can do a lot for her, but what can she do for you besides the obvious? So then he invites her to his beach house, because you can see the stars very clearly at his beach house and nowhere else. So, and she might get his famous lasagna if she shows up. So, of course she does, because it's exciting. You're dating an older man. He's treating you like a grown-up. It's great. So yeah, while they're there, he has a gift for her. So we're like, ooh, we get gifts. What's the gift? Let's see. It's lingerie. That's a big red flag. Second big red flag. Because even if you're going to continue dating an older person, but now I've only seen, this will be my third time seeing you, and you're buying me lingerie. Skirt on 20 days. We're not doing that. Like, no, you have no reason to buy her lingerie. And who said that you guys were that intimate for you to make such a big step? But once again, her being a teenager, this being an older man, oh, this is so grown up, it's so romantic, whatever. And she does appear to be nervous. She's like, I don't know if I should be doing this. And then of course he tries to tell her, oh, we don't have to do anything you don't want to do, don't worry about it. But they end up having sex. And the thing that kills me though, like before she came out in the lingerie that he bought, he's staring at the window. The window, like the blinds are drawn, and he's just staring out the window. And when she comes, like, they just leave the windows open and go to the couch and, you know, get it. Let's get it on. Okay, my bad. So yeah, but it's just like, y'all don't think to close the window? Just have people all up in your business? I'm sorry, I can see the reflection of my computer. My bad. So yeah. Okay, where are we? So not only after that, it's like, okay, you bought her lingerie. You have now bought her a leather jacket. And she has a best friend, Dana, and Dana shows concern. She's just like, okay, you have this leather jacket. It was something else. Like the car, like he fixed your car, you have a leather jacket. Like he's starting to buy you really expensive things, and you're skipping practice. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, all because of this older guy. And so she kind of snaps on her friend, like, it's not like that. Like, don't make it seem like I've just given up everything for him. And then she goes to open up her locker, and that same jacket that they were just talking about is ripped up. So now she's looking at her best friend like, why would you just bring this up to me about him buying me a jacket, and now my jacket is all ripped up? And she's like, girl, don't even come for me like that. Like, I'm concerned about you and the choices that you're making. I don't give a damn about this jacket. Don't come for me. And then after that, Derek buys her it was a beautiful diamond tennis bracelet. And so, you know, of course they get it on. It's so sweet, that whatever. But then Derek goes home, and we find out that Derek has a wife and 2 children. So it's just like, always too good to be true. Always too good to be true. So then Amy is talking to her mom, and her mom, because she's lying about staying the night at Dana's house, knowing she spent the night at Dana's house, she was with Derek. But her mom is like, read this, and it's a note with cut out letters, like a ransom note, that says, your daughter is a whoring slut. Which, y'all could make a better sign than that, a whoring slut, because she's a whore or a slut. They both mean the same thing as far as slurs go when you're trying to attack somebody's character. A whoring slut, like, girl, boo. And lingerie. So they left the note and lingerie in her, like, in her size. So it's just like, why do you know her size to be leaving a note like that? Creepy. Again, it's like someone looking through the blinds watching her. So we're just on the lookout for whoever is watching her, who sent that note with that lingerie. So with the bracelet, she takes it off and puts it on, like, at certain times. Like, of course she won't wear it around her mom, because her mom knows that that's an expensive piece of jewelry. And where'd you get it from? Because of course her mom doesn't know about Derek. So it's just like, yeah, little girl, where'd that come from? So yeah, she's trying to put it on at a game, and it's time for them to get on the floor. So Dana, like, grabs her arm, like, come on, we gotta go. And the bracelet falls off, and she's like, Dana. And so, you know, like, they already have tension from earlier about the jacket. So now she's made her drop and break the bracelet. So she's just thinking, like, Dana is so jealous of her. She's ruining things. And Dana, like, she's like, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drop your bracelet or make you drop your bracelet. Like, we got to get out on the floor, girl, do these chairs. Like, hey, like, come on. Don't worry about that. And so I don't know how she finds out where the bracelet came from unless she told Derek. And so she ends up at the jewelry store that the bracelet came from to get it fixed. And so the guy's like, what name is it under? She's like, Bradshaw, Derek Bradshaw. And the guy, first of all, I don't know what to call him, because I don't know the correct term, because I don't want to just call him cashier, because that's not what he is. So he's like, yes, Derek Bradshaw, 2 diamond tennis, but it's like, ain't nobody asked you all that. All you had to say was, Derek Bradshaw, I see it right here. Yes, here's your bracelet. I'll be in the back fixing it. So she's like, two where? Yes, one was delivered and one was picked up. So she's like, delivered to who? Oh, ma'am, I can't give out the... Well, didn't nobody tell you to say that he had 2 different bracelets either. So you throwing Saul all up in Derek mix. Who asked you? You just could have said, yeah, here go your bracelet. I'll be in the back. So, and then what I don't get is how he had it up on the computer and he's like, he leaves. So of course she's like, what's this address on this computer? And then, like, so she can walk out and he comes out, miss, you did just say the safety claps on the bracelet. She's like, you can keep that bracelet. I don't even want it. Keep it. Bye. I changed my mind. So then she leaves, and of course she's gonna go to the house that she saw on the computer, and there's a sign like with their address, but then it also says the Bradshaws. So it's just like, okay, the Bradshaws, that could, you know, be his, not necessarily saying he has a family, just like the Bradshaws. So she sees the 2 kids playing, and then she's, oh, wait a minute, I messed up. Yeah, back when Dana was telling her about her expensive jewelry and, jacket and stuff, she said a redheaded woman came up asking about her, like asking about her classes, asking where she spent her time at after school. And so yeah, when she drive by the house and she see the kids, she sees a redheaded woman. So it's just like, okay, so first of all, my dude is married and she's a redhead. Then my friend told me that a redhead been asking about me and looking for me. And so it's just like, whoop, 2 and 2. Like, this is my dude's wife. She know about me. And she been looking for me. And then, of course, she said, like, she in the car, like, that lip is trembling. She just gasping. She can't believe it. Like, but girl, you should have known something. You 18, 33. Even if he wasn't married, he had a woman or something. But you know, 18-year-olds don't ever think that far ahead. Excuse me. Yes. So she's heartbroken. She goes to his office. It's funny. He in a case. He's like, this man has a brace around his neck. He's like, you claim to have hurt yourself, but then you filed work competency like some days later. But before he could say it, his secretary like beeps in on the phone like, there's a Miss Miller here for you. And, you know, he's like, I'm busy. Don't come back. Like, she said it's about your wife. So he's like, he done heard his little mistress name and then heard his wife. And he's like, oh, let me get on out here. Excuse me, gentlemen. So yeah, so of course, like when he sees her, she's just like, so you're a freaking liar. And it's just like, oh, girl, white people, sometimes white people kill me. Cause it would have been a different story, but I would just leave that right there. So of course, here he go. Like, I haven't been with my wife in however long. It's not working out. All the lies that you could think of being told. And it's just like, the one that got me though, he got her. Because he said, I ain't never knew love till I got with you. With her, that's just, you know, it is what it is. But what we got, baby, this is real what we got right here. You've taught me love. You've opened my eyes. Like, I can't say. I'm like, but of course, like I said, once again, 18. By the end, they on the couch in his office. She curled up in his lap. He got his little thing back together real quick. Don't even worry about it. So yeah, so her mama find out, cause she walked in the door and her mama on the phone. And she's like, yeah, of course, you know, she get off the phone. So she's like, I know. Cause her, you know how her mama always in and out. She's like, I know, it's a chicken in the fridge. Don't even worry about it. So she's like, skirt, come on back here. That was a school. Why you been missing that? Oh, the guidance counselor, that's what it was. The guidance counselor wants to know why you been missing school. And I do too. And where you been? Oh, I told you I was at Dana's. Yeah, I talked to Dana mama. You ain't been at Dana's either. So look, girl, where you been? And then, you know, of course, she tried to flip it back on her. Like, you're never here. You're always at work. So what you checking for me for? She's like, look, girl, I'm your mama. That's why I'm checking for you. Now, where you been at? And so, she's, first of all, she would have got, like, chopped in the throat. Because it was something about her daddy. And she was like, the way you ran him away with your guilt trips. And the mom... Once again, I'm sorry to do this to white people, but white people, y'all be weak. Just like, I am your mother, and you will not speak to me that way. Do you understand me? It ain't no nothing. Because she, like, scoffed at her and walked away. Like, look, I don't... Listen. Fix your mouth to talk to me like that again, and you won't make it to wherever you've been hiding at. Like, girl, don't play with me. See, this is why I don't like kids now. And that's the guy. Don't ever ask me if I'm having kids, because the answer is no. Little badass bastards. Fix your face to talk to me crazy if you want to. I'll snatch your soul out your body. Don't play with me. Woo. Let me calm down. That was too real for me, because so then she talking to Dana, again walking down the corridor, like, he said that he's gonna leave her, and you know, I believe him. And then she's like, but you going off to college soon, so you ain't even gotta worry about it. He not leaving his life. And she was like, I don't know. You don't know what? That you're not going to school because of some... I said, that thing must be powerful, hitting it right. So where we at? Yeah. And then she, what is this? Oh, so after arguing with, see, once again, I keep skipping forward. I read my notes wrong. So before talking about not going to college, like after she had that argument with her mom, she, like, they show a restaurant that's serving pizza. So she walk in and she see Derek. Derek, what are you doing here? And he's like, Amy, right? Yeah, I'm here with my wife. And so that smile that she had turned to a frown real quick. Because he's like, yeah, honey. You know when they with the wife, it's honey. Dear, baby, boo, lover. This is the student that I had the finger bender with. And I gotta learn, as I do these more, I gotta learn how to look to find out where I'm looking at. Because I ain't even gonna watch my last video to see what the problem is. Because I know that's what it is. I'm not looking. My bad. So yeah, so she's like, oh yes, Amy. So she's just like, you go to I forgot the high school, but I know on the back of their jackets I saw Franklin, so Franklin High School. And she's like, yeah, my 2 children are gonna go there like later in life, because they look like they was barely out of elementary school while she's talking about high school. So she's like, why don't you sit with us and tell us about it? And so he tried to get her out of, like, no, I'm pretty sure she got, and she's like, no, I gotta pick up. She's like, no. Well, why are you waiting on that? Sit down with us. And so they sit down, and she's just like, I met Derek when I was dropping off something for daddy, because her daddy is a divorce lawyer. And she's like, I don't believe in divorce. And she said, and it's just like the way she's talking lets you know that she knows, because she's just like, you wouldn't want to break up anybody's family or anything like that, would you, maybe? And it's just like, she knows something. The way she's looking into her soul, like, girl, stop messing with that woman and her husband. Yeah, so then after she talked about not going to college, she find her mama. Like, she went to her office and they told her where to find her. So she meet her at this old house to apologize. And to me, sometimes parents, it don't matter what race, parents give in too easily. Because before she could even apologize, she's like, I know, honey. No, let her get that apology out and tell her if she talks to you like that again, she ain't gonna make it to graduation. So yeah, and then she's just like, the people didn't show up to look at the house, and she got to be way across town, so she late for that. And then Amy like, well, give me the keys, I'll lock up for you. Like, I'll wait a little bit longer for them, and then I'll lock up. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, no, are you sure? Don't leave your kids to do your job. Don't trust her. And I don't care. That's just whoever. Like, you're supposed to show this house. They didn't show up within the time that y'all agreed to, and you have another listing to show, so it's just, they would have to reschedule. Excuse me. So she's just walking around the house. It's an old house. It was an 80-year-old couple who had been living there, and they passed away. So, and the kids just wanted to get rid of the house. So everything creaks and makes a noise somehow. She playing with this dusty piano. Then she hears, like, you know, the creak upstairs. And so, but before that, before she goes upstairs, it's just like, once again, we get that swooping look from outside as if somebody's looking in, watching her. So just like when she hears that noise, she goes upstairs. I wouldn't have went, because it's just like, if I hear a noise, I'm not going towards the problem. Just not. So yeah, once she makes it upstairs, hello, like, of course somebody's gonna respond like, hey, I'm here to kill you. Like, what? Come on now. And then, so she's walking around upstairs, and in one of the rooms she finds a picture of her and Derek. I think like she's on top of him and they're kissing, and it's like pinned to the wall by a butcher knife. So she done ran downstairs, and then we're running downstairs. Here go the couple that's like super late. Like, sorry we're late. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with you. So, and back when he first mentioned his beach house, he told her that she could invite anyone over whenever she felt like it. So she did. So it's her, Dana, another girl, and then this little heifer. I find out her name is Christy, because Christy is like, they're doing, you know, those like love quizzes inside of a magazine. They're doing that. So it was something about does the guy try to be nice with your friends? And somebody was like, definitely not that one, because then it seems like he's trying too hard to get in your good graces if he's kissing up to your friends. And Christy was like, or like letting somebody use their beach house with they inviting their friends up. And she's like, what you trying to say? She's like, you know what I'm trying to say. You're a mistress, girl. And so that hurt her feelings again, because Amy is on a date with Derek, and it's just like, she started thinking about it. She's like, we always go out of town. We're never in town where anybody could possibly see us together, even though it's supposedly over with your wife. And then as soon as we come out, you're trying to get back to the beach house or go to a hotel or go somewhere else where nobody will see us in public. I'm your mistress. And, you know, like, she all worked up in the chest. And it's like, calm down, girl. So he's like, can we talk about this later? She's like, no. It's over. Because, you know, the first time she tried to break up with him when she found out that he had a wife. So then she's like, it's over. For real this time, Derek. So Dana is a real friend. Because it's just like, they at school, you see Amy in the shower. So she just, like, she checking on her. Even though I feel like she can sense that Amy feel like she jealous of her, like trying to ruin her relationship. She's still there by her side throughout the whole thing. She's like, are you sure you're going to be all right? Like, let me know, because I'll stay here with you. Like, call me, like, let me know. But she's like, leave her in the shower. And then after she done with the shower, she goes to the sauna. And she just, you know, you sit back, you relax in the sauna, let the steam, like, work over you. But then once again, here comes that swooping view of somebody possibly being in there. And with that, they turn the sauna all the way up to 140. And you know how you can open the door. Anyway, somebody like put something in the door to keep it locked. So, you know, of course, you know, after a minute, you like, whew, like, I know it's hot. And like, it's a sauna supposed to be hot, but goddamn. So you just like, yeah, let me get on up out of here. So she tries to open the door, but she can't because it's locked. Like, so then she's like, help, help. She's screaming for help. And all of a sudden the door like breaks open and it's Derek. She's like, what are you doing here? He's like, I heard you screaming. She's like, in the girls' locker room? Like, how did you even get in here? Your car is the only one left in the parking lot. Like, how do you know this? Why are you here? This has nothing to, like, why are you here? I told you it was over. So then she goes to talk to Dana and her sister. Her sister's name is Jen. So Dana and Jen are trying to give her advice, and Jen tells her, go talk to the wife. She probably the one that's doing all this freaky stuff to you anyway. Leaving the message, trying to lock you in, kill you in the sauna. Like, go talk to the wife. And if she doesn't know, now she does. And if you tell her about it, then it'll be over, because she knows that you're not messing around with him anymore. And it's like, she knocks on the door, and she was gonna tell her, but I think the daughter answered the door. So then it's just like, she lost her nerve. She's like, I just wanted to say I really enjoyed our conversation the other night, and you know, thank you. And she's like, you're in love with him, aren't you? Excuse me? She's like, you heard me. You're in love with my husband, and you came here to tell me that you're sleeping with my husband. So you're a slut trying to break up my home. Leave him alone. She's like, no, you got it all wrong. She's like, no, I don't. I got it right. Leave my husband alone. She's like, all right, sis. So she does go home, but in her home is Derek sitting talking to her mama, having coffee. He's just like, come on, man, what you doing here? He's talking about he interested in that property that she was waiting on with the other couple that was late. And she's just like, I can't get away from him. Like, leave me alone. Because she thought, like, he says that he has to leave, like, when she show up at home. He has to go all of a sudden. And she's like, I left something outside, so I'll walk you out. Because, of course, they got to act like they don't know each other in front of the mom. She's like, what you doing here? She's like, you know we still in. Derek might have had a little bit of feelings for her. Because he's like, we not over. You know we love each other. We ain't going nowhere. And, so once again, they back at school. It's another basketball game. You know, they got their cheerleading outfit on. She looks up in the bleacher and see the wife. So she look away, then she look back, wife is gone. So she just like, I'm gonna go in the locker room for a minute because I don't feel good. So she goes to the locker room and she sit there. Then it's like, as soon as she sit down, boom, lights go out. It's like, she like, for real? I don't know why you went back to the locker room anyway, because after what happened last time, I wouldn't dare be in there by myself. Somebody got to, I'm like, Dana, let's go, sis. Because she was holding her stomach as she walked in. But I was like, look, I need you to sit with me while my stomach hurt and help me out. Like, the lights go out, and then when they come back on, it's a sign on, well, a message on the wall written in lipstick. I warned you, slut. Now you die. So it's just like, hold on. So, of course, she's still thinking it's the wife. The wife did this to her. So now everywhere she go, they went out to a pool hall. Derek is there now. So Dana done officially met Derek, and she's like, I see why you talked about him so much. And what how much of a great guy he is because he hasn't stopped talking about you. Ooh, shoot. And you know, at this point, she turned off now. She don't want nothing to do with it. She's like, yeah, he's great. Can you go make a phone call? And she's like, yeah, the who? She's like, girl, I don't care. As long as you out my way so I can talk to him. And she's like, oh, thinking it's something else. And she's like, no, just move. So once again, it's just like, leave me alone. I don't want nothing to do with you. And he was like, no, I love you, you love me. We gonna work this out. I told you, I'm gonna get my wife together. That's all. Don't worry about it. And then like they have a going away game, and it's like at the end of the game they gotta stop at a truck stop and get food before they head back home. And it's like she steps outside once again by herself. I don't understand if things like this are happening to you, why are you going alone anywhere? I would never be alone. But then she's like outside and somewhere in front of a truck, and like she's standing there and the truck come on and it seems like it's coming towards her, and then like she in the back of a truck and that truck is backing up towards her, so she just finna get hit, and then somebody pushed her in front of a truck. So she thinking like when she saw the wife at the game, didn't see her no more, then this happened, so she just know the wife. It's the wife. It has to be the wife. There's nobody else. So once again, she tries to talk to her mom, but her mom is too busy. So it's just like, I can't tell you what's going on because you always out the door trying to show a house or something. So gotta deal with this by myself. So Derek calls her and tells her that he has it under control, that he don't talk to his wife, and everything should stop. And he wants to meet up with her to tell her how he did it. So she shows up and he's just like giving her the runaround. She's like, you ain't even talk to your wife, and I know you didn't, and you trying to get me back to this beach house. I'm not there with you like that no more. Like, that's not what this is, and you didn't even tell the truth. So once again, he's like, can you keep your foot? She's like, no, because you tricked me to get here. So of course not, I'm not keeping my voice down for you. Like, get your wife under control. Can you do that and leave me alone? So after she leaves the restaurant, there seems to be a car behind her. The car is like real close, speeding up to her, and then it like gets beside her and speeds off. So now she's following that car, which is the dumbest decision you could have ever made. If somebody speed past you, let them go. Why you didn't decide to follow them? Just because they was following you. I'm like, oh, you passed me, cool. It ain't what I thought it was. Let me go home. But no, she pulls up to like a deserted part, like a cliff, and it's blocked off by like a wood gate or whatever, and with a sign that says, please forgive me, Amy. So of course she thinking that it's Derek, but it ain't, because all of a sudden, boom, like somebody's backing into her car. And she's just like, you know, of course she's like, boom. And so then like they do it multiple times before she finally catch on and put her car in reverse. So it's just like going against their car, and you know, gets her from being real close to the cliff to go over. And so like once she get herself back further enough, she put it in park, and of course that car tries to push her again, but she reversed that bad boy off and pulled it off, and they had to like stomp on the brakes so they wouldn't go over. And it's just like, you know, she trying to catch her breathing. And then we see the other car, and we see that it's who it was. It's Jenny, who is Dana's sister, her best friend's sister. So it's just like, why is she trying to kill her? Just like, that don't make no sense. You've been giving her advice on how to deal with this situation. Why are you trying to drive her off a cliff? And it's just like, you can put two and two together, but it's just like, well, let's go. So Dana, like, Amy didn't see her, so she goes to Dana's house. Like, the wife just tried to run me. I am hot chunk, excuse me, because I turned my air down so I wouldn't be like yelling over it in this video. So yeah, so she go to Dana house. Dana like, you gotta go to the police. You gotta tell your mom or somebody, because this is ridiculous. Then we see her sleep, and then with her being asleep, Jen is standing over her, and then it's like she lift up her purse and I guess take it back to her room, and like throw everything out on the bed to take her keys, and she take her perfume and like put it, but it's one of those perks where you take the bottle and you like dab it on yourself like that. It wasn't like you know what I'm trying to say, one of those. So then she like take her key, go to her house, go in her room. I'm like, the mama must have been at work, because how you just got free access to walk in somebody's house like that, even with the key. But I'm like, what you doing in my house? Where you get the key from? Where my daughter at? You know, so she in Amy's room. She done pulled open her dresses. There was a identical bottle of perfume that she pulled out, and she's smelling them both. Like, Jen is weird. It's just like, girl, what's wrong with you? And she pulled out that lingerie like that he bought her in the beginning. It was a cute white like corset type of top with the pin. And so now she don't put it on, and it's just like, Jen, at this point we think like, do you just want to be her? Like, what's going on? Why you doing all this? And then she called the Bradshaw's house. So of course the wife pick up the phone like, hello, and then she look at the phone in disgust and like hang up. So what is this? So she finally told her mom. Her mom was like on her way out the door again, like didn't have time to talk to her. So she's like, Mom, I'm having an affair with a married man. It's that same man that sat in the living room and told you that he wanted that house. He didn't really want that house. He was here for me, and now his wife's trying to kill me. Almost ran me off the road. What's up? Can you talk to your daughter now? And then mom just like, why didn't you come with me? Like, I can't. You ain't never fucking here. I'm always running behind you trying to talk to you, and you just going with the wind fabulous. Like, sit down, talk to me. Of course I'm using today's terminology for way back then. Of course they weren't saying those things, but you know. Where are we? So once again she talking to Dana and Jen. Like, she don't know that was Jen, so she still, you know, Jen, her friend Jen, helping her out. So she see her getting Jen see Amy getting dressed. She's like, hot date? She's like, yeah, I'm finna go talk to Derek. Well, no, Dana was like, she's finna go talk to Derek, see if she can find out what happened. And you could just see the anger in her face. She stepped in that room like, I know you're not going to see him again. So it's just like puzzle coming together. Like, what's your fascination with Derek? It's just like, you must have been. And she's like, this is Amy. I'm trying to see if I can find out the name of the girl before me. And she's like, why you want to know? Like, why? And she's like, because, like, figure out what's his game. Like, do he do this every year to somebody else? And did you hear anything about? Because the sister was like, you was on the cheerleading team last year. You know anybody that was dating a married man? And she just gave the most vague answer. Like, yeah, I know about a girl who was dating a lawyer. Like, so of course she turned around because that's her same situation. Like, what was her name? Do you remember her name? I don't. Of course you don't, because it's you, Jen. And now you mad at her because he chose her. Like, and it's your sister best friend. How you mad at her? She ain't did nothing to you. And then it's just like, she go see him, but it don't work out the way she want. But she didn't even play it right, though. She just like, what's the name of the girl before me? And he's like, what? What you talking about? Who said it was anybody before you? And she just like, come on now, don't play me stupid. Like, just tell me it wasn't something exotic. Like, I don't know. She said some dumb stuff. And I think I heard Erica. I'm like, what's wrong with Erica? Erica's a nice name. That's my name. Like, ain't nothing wrong with Erica. And so he like, ain't nobody before you. Like, why you keep asking me that? And like, she just would not let it go. So he like, what's up? And you keep looking outside. Like, what's outside? My wife out there? Are you worried about my wife? Like, what's going on? Why? And so she like, no. And then she like, this ain't gonna work. And so she leave. And but Dana was there, like, outside the house. That's why she kept looking outside, because Dana was there. But the sister knew that Dana was gonna be there, so she paid somebody to like run off in the back. So Dana got out her car, like, going back there to see who that was. But of course it wasn't nobody. Like, I think she just paid them to run so she would get back there. And then when she tried to get back to her car, she see Amy rushing out and done took off. So now she's trying to get in her car, but she can't go nowhere because her wires and stuff all slashed up. So she just stuck in her car. And I was like, yeah, of course, because your sister done knew you was gonna be there, so she had to get you out the way. And then once again, Amy driving down this damn dirt road back to where this cliff was, and Jen pop up from the back seat with a knife to her throat. And she's like, Gia, what you doing, baby? And she's like, and you know, of course she started telling her, so I thought I told you to leave him alone. And she's like, okay, Gia, I didn't, oh, so you were the one before. And she's like, yeah, but I told you to leave him alone. So, she's like, what you doing with this knife? I'm finna help you commit suicide. Wait, what? Why I got to die? Cause he'll never leave you alone, and I can't have him again, and I got traded in for the newer model. I'm like, how you think the wife feel? The wife probably the same age as him. Then there you came, probably someone before you, and now it's Amy. So how you think the wife feel? You talking about you got traded in? You got it. You got traded in for the newer model. Like the wife didn't get traded in for the newer model. Like, yeah, she still got the name, but he's sleeping with you and her. Like, girl, you ain't got no right to that man. And so she start pouring gasoline on. And be like, what you doing? She's like, I'm finna help you commit yeah, she's like, I'm finna help you commit suicide. So Amy, like, she thought quick. She's like, oh no. So she, you know, like, she pumped on the brake, or like she jerked the car to jerk Jen back. And but Jen done flicked the lighter and set the car, like, so the car started going up in flames. But Amy like jerked the car again, then like flew her back, and she hopped out. And then like Jen sat up and tried to get out the back seat, but she couldn't because that door was stuck. Cause she had Amy had like a older model car. It wasn't new or nothing like that. And she see that Jen is stuck, and so she helped her out. Well, she better than me, because Jen would have been a one lit mother. She would have been lit up in that back seat messing around with me. I wouldn't have got her out. She would have went over that cliff in that hot ass car. Not child. And so, you know, like, they on the ground, and Jen look at her and say, why? And Amy like, because you didn't know what you were doing. And she's like, I love him so much. And she, that was Jen. And Amy was like, trust me, I know that better than anyone. She's like, girl, what? Y'all bonding over loving? Like, come on now. And so Amy graduates, like, her, they, you know, the whole class, they graduate or whatever. And the movie ends with like new cheerleaders doing a new routine, and somebody walking up the stairs, and we see that it's Derek when he sit down, and he sit down like with a smirk on his face. So it's just like, so you just prepared to do this all over again. Oh, I forgot a major step, because after she told her mama, they went to the police station to file a complaint against Mrs. Bradshaw. You know what I'm saying? Like, they believed it was her. So the detective checked it out, but she had an alibi for that night. It wasn't her. You know, as we find out that it was Jen. And so, like, when they leave, he like, what you say? She's like, don't worry about it. I made you look good, as I always do. And she's like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm not finna keep doing this with you, high schooler after high schooler after high schooler. And you know her daddy divorced her. So she like, here the divorce papers. My daddy will be in touch. I'm not dealing with this crap no more. So, you know, it's just like, so you finna get you a new high schooler as you sit and watch them cheer. Like, you're disgusting. And you just gonna continue to do this, get high school after high school after high school, just so you can like have sex with them, because that's all it is, because they ain't giving you nothing else. So yeah, that was Lion Eyes. Ooh, this review is long, almost as long as the movie, but it's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. And so if you guys have time and want to check it out, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, like and subscribe, tell other people about me, and I will see you next time. All right, let me go.